There are no proofs or discoveries of America before Columbus. Most of them are myths. Nearly certain that some fishermen from various parts, adventuring from north to west, first sighted Greenland and Labrador and become well known with the rich fishing grounds around Newfoundland and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Basically, the fishermen's knowledge of these lands was very instrumental in later European exploration. The Norse explorers did reach North America long before Columbus, although the precise locations they visited are still debated by historians. However, there are doubts surrounding some of the evidence that was once thought to support the idea of the Norse explorers reaching North America. Number 1 is Dighton Rock, a rock in Massachusetts with carvings that were once believed to be of Norse origin. However, the idea is rejected by the current scholars. The skeleton in armor. A skeleton found in Fall River, Massachusetts, which was once thought to belong to a Norse explorer. However, this theory has also been rebuked. The stone mill at Newport. A stone structure in Newport, Rhode Island, which was once believed to have been constructed by Norsemen, but scholars now dismiss this idea as well. The whole point of this is that even if the Icelandic manuscripts, which describes Norse voyages to North America, are genuine and contain truthful accounts, the details in these texts are too vague and imprecise. Long before Columbus' time, many educated individuals had already come to the conclusion that the earth was round and that Europe made up only a small part of the entire globe. This was widely accepted belief among scholars, and they understood that there were vast unknown lands beyond Europe. In 1260, Venetian merchants Niccolo and Maffeo Polo became the first Europeans known to have traveled to China, a remarkable journey for its time. They returned to Europe in 1269 and again set off in 1271. This time accompanied by Niccolo's son Marco Polo, who was just 17 years old. Marco Polo traveled to China as well as other parts of the Asia and the Far East. He recorded his adventures in his famous book, The Wonders of the World. His work, which details his extraordinary experiences, including his time at the court of Mongol Empire, became one of the most widely read books of its time and continues to be considered as an important historical document. In his book, he described the vast wealth and advanced civilization of the places he visited, such as the region of Mangi and Far Kathi. He painted vivid pictures of beautiful, grand cities, with the simplest of them being more magnificent than anything in Europe at that time. He spoke of abundant natural resources, including precious metals and spices, and of extraordinary inventions and technologies. One of the most striking sections in Polo's account was his description of Mongol capital Kambalu, modern-day Beijing, which was home of the great Khan Kublai Khan. He described it as an awe-inspiring city with marble palaces, golden rooftops, an enormous army, and a merchant navy. This narrative deeply influenced Columbus. By reading and rereading Marco Polo's accounts, Columbus became captivated by the idea of reaching these legendary lands of unimaginable wealth and advanced cultures. His ambition was to find a sea route to these far-off places which he believed were rich in resources. Moreover, Columbus believed that he could spread Christianity and gain wealth from the eastern lands, as Polo's writing painted a picture of a land of prosperity and incredible opportunity. Columbus, driven by both his religious fervor and his ambition for wealth, believed that he was divinely chosen to undertake the monumental task of reaching the distant lands described by Marco Polo. He envisioned bringing Christianity to the heathen people of these faraway lands, while also gaining wealth from their riches in return. He was born in Genoa in 1456. and belongs to a modest background. His father was a wool carder. His education is limited, with only a brief time spent at the University of Pavia. At the age of 14, he began his life as a sailor, while facing many hardships and rough experiences. From 1470 to 1484, he spent time in Portugal, which was heavily involved in naval exploration at that time. It was in Portugal where Columbus encountered Martin Behaim, the creator of a famous globe that depicted Asia as extending far into the same hemisphere as Europe, hinting at the possibility of a westward sea route to the east. During this period, Columbus married Philippa, the daughter of one of the Prince Henry, the navigator's captain, Perestrello. During his time there, Columbus would have become familiar with the latest geographical knowledge and exploration efforts, which ultimately helped shape his own ideas for the westward voyage. Despite skepticism about the practicality of such voyages at that time, Columbus, during his time in Lisbon, had access to some of the best geographical knowledge available. He studied various charts, including those by Perestrello, and communicated with notable experts such as Toscanelli, whose ideas also supported the notion of the westward route to Asia. Columbus became highly skilled in map making and navigation, which helped shape his conviction that India could be reached by sailing across the Atlantic. Columbus thought that the earth was smaller than commonly thought and that Asia, or at least the island of Spango, like Japan, was much closer to Europe than most believed. He estimated that the journey across the ocean would take no more than 30 to 40 days, a timeline he trusted based on his own research and the beliefs of experts like Toscanelli and Behaim. Realizing the importance of his plan, Columbus thought the necessary resources to embark on such an expedition. Initially, he tried to convince Genoa and Venice to support his idea, but without success. Around 1484, he approached Portugal with his proposal, which was also dismissed by a council of advisors as unrealistic. Undeterred, he then travelled to Spain to present his project to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. After a long wait of 6 years and very difficult time, the monarchs finally gave serious attention to his proposal. During this period, Columbus sought further support, sending his brother to England to appeal King Henry VII. He also enlisted the help of Alexander Geraldinus, a scholar, and the Archbishop of Toledo to champion his cause. Finally, at the Archbishop's urging, Ferdinand and Isabella convened a council in Salamanca to review Columbus' plan. However, these scholars, like council in Portugal, declared his ideas as misguided and unrealistic, dismissing him as an enthusiastic visionary. After years of trying to convince different courts to back his westward routes to Asia, Columbus finally gained the attention of Queen Isabella of Spain. Initially, she dismissed him because his demands appeared too bold. However, after further consideration and persuasion by key supporters at court, Isabella reconsidered. She agreed to fund the voyage with a condition that Columbus would bear 1/8 of the expenses, while the remainder would be covered by the public funds of Castile. The total cost of the expedition was approximately $50,000, a sum that was significant at that time. Columbus was granted important titles as part of the agreement. He was made Admiral of the Ocean Sea and Viceroy of the newly discovered lands. Additionally, he was promised 10% of the income from those lands. Columbus' personal contribution to the funding came from Panzo's brothers, who were key navigators on the expedition. By August 3, 1492, Columbus set sail from Palos, Spain to Asia, with 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the largest, the Nina, and the Pinta. The first headed to Canary Lands, taking advantage of the eastward winds. However, Columbus was actually sailing toward the northern part of Florida. After a tense and challenging journey, Columbus and his crew sighted land during the night between October 11 and 12, 1492. At around 2 o'clock in the morning, the lookout on the Pinta saw land. By daylight on October 12, they reached the shore. This marked the first time, according to the historical records, that the Europeans stepped foot on the continent of the Americas. This date, October 12, 1492, became a pivotal moment in the history. When translating this date into the modern calendar, it corresponds to October 21, 1492, marking Columbus' confirmation that his long voyage had been successful and that the new land he had discovered was indeed not Asia but a new world.